Howdy, howdy. Frosty510, welcome to Dying Light the Beast. So, it's a bit of a thoughts and feelings after playing it for the day, now that it's out. Um, I was a little at first, because I felt like the graphics weren't great. As you can see right now, it's pitch black. I'll make it daytime, but it's honestly a return to what Dying Light is meant to be. And it took me a little bit of time to feel that way, just because I'm playing on brutal difficulty and things are quite challenging, and I've suffered a fair bit. And now I've sort of stabilized, and I've realized that there's some good mechanics in play, some fun things, and honestly, let me just make it daytime so you can see what the heck's going on. Ugh. The parkouring zombie action game is at its best again. I honestly enjoyed Dying Light 2 though, so I do want to be like, full context there. But let's go daytime. Yeah, so what the combat is, it's a mix. It doesn't feel like it's back to Dying Light 1, but it feels like it's alright. I was a little at first. The boss fights can be a bit of a pain in the ass in brutal difficulty. Everything has a lot more health and they just kill you really fast. It's a little bit of getting used to with the dodging and trying to dodge sideways, accidentally dodging up, because your dodge is the same as your jump. So you just gotta like dash left and right, and then you can dash back. But then sometimes you end up jumping, like going diagonal, doing things like that. So we just climb up here. But climbing is great, as always. Like, that's one of the things you just, you know. Although, I do recommend some of the settings I've done to make the game, I think, better. So, obviously I play on Brutal. Which one to share? Auto Ledge Grab, I've turned that off. So, I think Auto Ledge Grab is one of the things that makes the game incredibly easy. And it was particularly erroneous in Dying Light 2, where you would grab ledges that were behind you. And it took away all risk. Basically, you couldn't fall to your death unless you were, jumping really far away from anything. So I was happy to have auto ledge grab off and just, suffer the consequences. It's still pretty lenient, I'll be honest. I don't think it's as harsh as Dying Light 2, but that's only when you had those settings. Lower jump as well. I went with lower jump as opposed to the standard super high jump. So again, added immersion and difficulty just to make it feel more realistic. Somewhat more realistic. I mean, it's a zombie game, as realistic as those are. You could always turn off your hard stuff and survivor sense. But it's still useful. You can go to health bars, XP stuff you can turn off if you want more immersion, all that sort of stuff. Anything else worth mentioning? I'm on streamer mode, so I don't get any. It's still pretty gory, but I don't get any copyright music or nudity. Apparently, there's nudity in this game. I imagine it's the zombies, and so I'm happy to skip that, but yeah, that was a bit of a surprise. But, the fighting's good. I'm going to show you something really cool, actually. So let me just see, it's pretty lenient. So I've got this. I just got this. So you have your stamina system. So if you run out of stamina, you're in a bit of strife. Okay, so let me get back up to safety, because otherwise it was pestering me. If you make big noises, you attract the runners. The volatiles are at night. Night is back to being scary and just overwhelming at times, where you just get surrounded and beaten up in the dark. So you have to be very careful, but you can sneak past things. I've got the stealth upgrade. The skill tree is probably one of the big changes they've gone with. So we have beast stuff. I'm not going to talk too much about that because that's kind of like the whole point of the game. But yeah. So we got your normal parkour things, your rolling, landing, you got your drop kick, you got your head stomp. There's not a hell of a lot going on, but what I've got here is you can get weapon blueprints now, so they're sort of stealing some ideas, maybe being generous. Nothing too close to Dead Rising, but you know what I mean. You have weapon blueprints you can find, and you can upgrade the blueprints to make them more, to make the weapon better when you make it, but you still need a lot of resources. So it's a game where you're collecting a lot of loot to try and get as much resources so you can build, bandages and things. And one of the things I saved up to build was a flamethrower. So now I have a flamethrower. But the ammo needs fuel, and I don't know where to get a consistent supply of fuel, so I'm going to have to try and farm that. It's going to be a pain in the ass. But, it'll be cool. It's cool. It's legendary. And then there's like grenade launchers, and you can do the old camouflage from Dying Light 1, where you cover your screen in crap so zombies don't attack you, which I always thought was cool. The beast thing is the main feature of the game, which is you don't have control early on, but later on you have control. You can go crazy and punch things. All the fun stuff. Um, so we have a crafting, same as before. You need a huge amount of resources, though, I find. Like, stuff needing like 4 different resources is a bit, ugh. We've got hand grenades. I can make flamethrower ammo. I just don't know how I'm going to get fuel. We have levels, so you do have your progress, and the areas are sort of, well, they have enemies of that level. So if you go to like the asylum nearby, that's level 11. So the zombies will wreck you. It's that kind of gaining your progression by making you want to do the missions in the areas where similar level to you, and then you move your way through. But the really good thing about the game, in all honesty, here's the map. You have to unveil it, so that's cool. You're in a nice forest area. There's Alps and things. I don't know if we go to the snow. I hope we do. But like, it's a very different feeling world to Dying Light 2, where you had the walls around you and you were trapped, even though you started out in a nice woody area. So it's more like the first area in Dying Light 2, if you like that. You like the start tutorial where you're in a nice sort of forest and things. You got a bunch of outposts you want to clear. That pretty quick. Nothing crazy. Like, you just have to climb a little tower and Far Cry style. Old Far Cry style anyway. Climb a tower and then or parkour your way up it. Yeah. Missions so far have been good. The voice acting's been better. That's one of the things I think has improved over time with Techland in particular, is that there's some effort. Some of the side missions have actually been really... I've only done a couple, but one of them went in this weird tunnel thing, and there was this... Oh, it was crazy. Scary. And then to get out was even more swimming underwater and all sorts of things through cave systems and all the claustrophobia feelings you enjoy. You got the different cosmetic stuff. You got the outfit stuff. So we got, different gear does different stuff from Dying Light 2. We got loadouts. We got, armor scores. We got our accessories. I've got like throwing knives you can use to stab zombies in the head when they grab you. One of the things that is annoying is the zombies grab you a lot. That's probably the one thing I would change, is it's just obnoxious. But yeah, that's me. But the really great thing is co-op. Co-op is really, really, when it works, it's really great. So you can go to like public games and join games, and you see the difficulty there. And I failed to join pretty much every game I tried. So what I did was quick join, and quick join actually works. So I'd quick join and I'd find someone in a match and I'd actually join. And there's lots of people playing. Dying Light was always popular multiplayer, surprisingly. And Dying Light 2, I enjoyed the game the most playing multiplayer. And that's maybe one of the things that I felt people missed out on with the criticism of Dying Light 2, was they always talked about, how bad it was, and like in story and stuff like that. But it's like, come on. Actually, it's actually fun being in a world with other people, killing zombies together. I went through, I played for hours. This is, catching this mid-stream, so you can check the stream out. Lots of, boss battles and adventuring and running around, jumping in cars, sneaking around in the dark, getting killed multiple times, losing all my XP. That's one of the things, though. Death means you lose your XP on brutal difficulty. It's quite excessive, like 1,000 XP, and then It feels like it's a lot. So this person's AFK maybe. That's the only downside of quick join, is you may join people who aren't doing anything. But that's okay. I'll just run around. Yeah, so Dying Light the Beast, I got it as I had the deluxe mega edition of Dying Light 2, so I didn't have to pay for it. So again, that's going to colour my perspective on the game, but I don't know. It's up to you. You want to buy or not, or all that sort of stuff. You're the financially responsible one in the end of the day. But I'm enjoying it so far, and it's honestly, I like the structure. I think the character stuff's alright, and I think the voice acting's been good. I do feel like there was a little bit of jank, but then that feeling went away. So it gets better, which is really impressive, I think. Because I feel like Dying Light 2 wore its Euro jank on its sleeve, and it was a bit annoying. It's just like, oh, okay. Because like the UI was not well done, it was just a bit, yeah. But here's a little bit cleaner. I think it looks nicer. UI does matter in games. It's, you know, it's something you're interacting with all the time. But ultimately, what matters is fun, and I'm having fun. So, having fun playing with other people, exploring and climbing and jumping and battling zombies and looting places, and driving cars around and shooting guns, having many guns. A flamethrower that I've only got 50 bullet left of, and I'm going to run out. Yeah, I'm going to save that ammo. And you can get the mods on the weapons, as always. So, but they're really expensive. Like, yeah, it feels like they're way more expensive. Particularly oxidizers as a material I can't find. You can buy materials from the vendor. I don't know if it refreshes when you change to another person's world, though. So let me check that. Yeah, climbing's pretty good. And so far so good, honestly. I'm kind of a little bit surprised how much I'm enjoying it. Because I was a little pessimistic coming in. I was like, But then it's been like a bit awkward, and then suddenly it just became good. Yeah. No, I can't. Okay. So we need to buy... Gah. Yeah. Alright then. Check out Dying Light the Beast. This guy's obviously okay. Check it out yourself. On where all the platforms it's on. Keep the FOV where they recommend. And it's an FOV of 57 on consoles. On PS5 at least. So it's kind of makes the climbing a little bit more awkward, but you just get used to it. Because if you change it, though, you might get bad performance. I think performance has been one of the best things about it so far. Frame rate's been very good, I think. Very stable. So that's one of the impressive things where you're like, maybe they put graphics down a touch just to ensure performance was good. Like they actually thought about it. So I imagine the Digital Foundry dudes will be somewhat more impressed, but I don't know where the peaks are on PC. I wonder how good it looks on PC on like a good rig. But I don't worry about that sort of stuff. Alright then. Yeah, so check out Dying Light the Beast if you want. Or check out my stream, and I got the whole VOD, and this is part of the VOD. Alright. Yeah, so watch if I 10, like, subscribe. See ya.